What I've been telling people about this current strike of SAG and, of course, of the writers in Hollywood is that this is a labor issue. It's a workers' rights issue. I think it's really important for us to understand that. Sometimes because it's, quote, Hollywood, we think of this as something that glamorous people far off are doing, very rich stars and so forth and so on. But there are thousands and thousands of writers and actors who do not make a lot of money, who are not $20 million or $10 million or $1 million a picture or anything like that. And what is happening is that the industry has changed so dramatically because of technology, because of digital storytelling. But what hasn't happened is the business side of it hasn't caught up with the evolution, and it's basically reckoning time. So here's the thing about AI. I know as we are hearing about the writer strike and the actor strike in the media, we're hearing a lot about AI. Most people, when I'm talking about the strike, they're saying people are striking because of AI. That is one serious, important component of the strike. What's happening is that technology is allowing studios, companies, right, filmmakers to replicate the imagery of human beings, of actors and actresses. So now the question becomes, what is the residual pay? What is going to be the compensation for the perpetual use of an image generated by technology, if that makes sense? But understand that that is one of the critical issues. The other issue has to do with pay. It has to do with the incremental raises that people get over time, just like in other industries, whether that's going to be 4% over time with an 11% hike, which is roughly what the actors, I believe, had asked for, but studios are balking over and saying no. So there are several interrelated issues, and AI is certainly threaded in there because actors have to be concerned about the use of their images forever. So what's interesting about the industry is that, as I said, we think about Hollywood as this glamorous space where there are a bunch of celebrities who live really high and they make a lot of money per project and so on. And there are mega television stars, if you will, and they have sort of the good life. But Hollywood and the industry generally is made up of 1,000 actors and actresses and writers whose names we don't even know. We might even know a lot of them by face. But they depend on getting many jobs and continuing to work overtime to really make a living at being an actor or a writer. These conversations have been going on for quite some time. There have been previous strikes. I believe that the last writer's strike roughly was probably 2007, 2008. And I think for SAG, it might have been 1980 or the reverse. But there have been strikes before because, as I said, this is a labor issue. This is a workers' rights issue. It really doesn't differ that much from other industries. It's just that when we hear about labor and we hear about strikes and we hear about the two sides not being able to come to the table, we're used to it being attached to people we think of as workers, teachers, might be in the auto industry, they might be in transportation. Rarely probably do we think Hollywood, because we think of Hollywood as this entertainment entity that we consume, but we kind of forget that it's made up of working people. And remember that working people includes everybody from makeup artists to people who do special effects and sound engineers and so on and so forth. And all of these people are going to be and are being impacted by the shutdown right now. There is no other industry, I think, that reverberates more with more people than film and television, because we're all writers or we are consumers of the storytelling that we absorb on platforms like Netflix or still on our televisions or Amazon or what have you. We are all impacted in a sense because we either pay for it through our services and watch it, or we are storytellers ourselves. And we have to feel that an industry this important, which has this kind of impact, is worthy of our not only attention, but of our support. We want to support workers in every industry who are demanding basic changes, right, that have to occur if the world has changed. Hollywood and the industry should not be treated differently or seen differently because there are individuals who do make a lot of money within it, right? But everybody's not Denzel Washington or others who are making millions of dollars. So we want to support working class people. That might mean we are supporting them with jobs because many of them are getting side jobs. They're waiting tables. They are, they're cleaning up offices. They're doing all kinds of work to support what they know is the important big picture. So as consumers or as fellow storytellers who don't live in the industry every day, we can be very supportive by understanding what's going on, by making sure that our students, many of whom hope to enter this industry, understand what's going on, because the decisions that are happening are going to impact the students in the AUC and all of the country who are studying right now to become actors and actresses, to become writers, to work in television, to create films. This is their industry that they're going to inherit. So what happens in terms of the contracts what's going to happen in mediation or going forth, it's going to have impact for years on the next generation of storytellers. Think about it like this. If you're underpaid and you stay underpaid, in any industry, it's very difficult to catch up. It's very difficult to come back later and try to write it. So this is the moment we're in now. The writers, the actors are trying to make sure they are not left out of what is a digital universe, right? Because everybody's acknowledged that it's changed. That means the business has to change too. The model has to shift so that workers are getting the same respect. The creatives, in other words, are getting the same respect as the owners, as the executives, as management.